Alright, so we got a City of Walls and Secrets. Wasn't this kind of a messed up episode in a lot of respects? They get to the city, actually, some good setup jokes in this one, actually. I like when they're going to the city of, Basse Singh. Did I say that right? Basse Singh. You know the city. Anywho, actually, it's right there. Ba Sing Se. Oh, it's close. That was close. Anyway, so they're going to the city. They're taking sort of this train that I'm not entirely sure how that works. It looks like two earthbenders are pushing it, but how are they doing that? It doesn't matter. Okay, so they're going to the city, and they say, I can't believe we actually made it. And Sokka says, oh, come on, we could get there and it could be destroyed, or maybe it's underwater, or maybe something will come and stop us before we get there. Again, they're very smart to sort of read into their tropes and their kind of continuing, I don't want to say cliches, but tropes. We'll just go with tropes. And then there's another really great joke. I thought this was so funny when they say they're going to see the king's bear. They say, what do you mean, like platypus bear? No. Skunk bear? No. Cat bear? No. Just bear. They look at each other and say, this place is weird. Wonderful joke. I mean, just totally setting up this very bizarre world where everything is a mix between animals, and then here's one animal that's just one thing, and they think that's the oddity. It's very smart, very, very clever. Okay, so they get to this place, and everything seems to be... The people that run the place seem to be very smiling, very happy, to a very creepy degree. They're always sort of smiling, they're always sort of cheerful. People seem to disappear who disagree or question things, and as it goes on, we find out that the king they want to see to tell them about the eclipse and how this can be a great advantage is not actually available until a month or a month and a half down the line. This obviously has to be gotten to him pretty fast. So they try to sneak their way in to talk to him, and they find out the king actually doesn't deal with this kind of stuff. There's another guy who deals with it, and even he is very skeptical. He's more about just keeping the quiet, keeping it so that there's not even a war that exists inside the wall. Now, of course, there was a giant battle that happened outside the wall the previous episode, but nobody inside the city was aware of this. And you can buy that because they make this city very large, which is impressive to show because all the other cities they've been to and towns, they've shown them very impressive size, and they make this probably the biggest town they've been to, the biggest city. And again, just a good angle, a good shot they got that just showed the size of this. Show is very good at showing the scope and size of where they are. And it's to a point where anyone that questions whether or not there's a war or any kind of violence or threatening or it just really questioning the government at all is taken away and silenced pretty much, and we don't exactly know what happens to him either. The tour guide that was showing them around is later replaced, but given the same name, and this other one comes in that's just as smiley and cheerful. It's just like, ooh, and that's the note it ends on. So that was delightfully creepy. So I mean, it's nice. It's a good little sort of commentary on, sort of keeping ourselves very sheltered and how far people will go to keep themselves sheltered and what society will sort of let get away with. And then you have the other story again with Zuko and Jet, which again just doesn't go where I wanted it to go. It sort of looks like just a big way of showing what this government can do with people who question things or distribute or display violence. So pretty much Jet is just a pawn, it seems like, to be taken away, hypnotized, and turned into one of them. No great development with him or Zuko, but whatever. I mean, it's not like that was like the core of the show or anything, but what can you do? I guess Zuko and the uncle sort of had to be I mean, they're like waiters now, pretty much, and they're tea makers, and Again, which I like. I mean, they could play that up for more laughs in the sense of, oh, look, Zuko has to wear an apron, haha, but they really don't. I mean, they keep the humor where it is with the uncle, who of course loves tea, and he loves the art of making the tea. And I give credit to both the characters that there's 2 times where they could use the firebending, but they don't. One is when the uncle could use it to turn on the stove. Jet steals some sort of stone or something to turn it on, and the uncle goes and gets some from the neighbor. And then, of course, when Jet comes to say, use your firebending power, fight me, he never does. So I like that. I like that they used the restraint there. I thought that was pretty cool. Well, especially after Zuko yells at the uncle in the previous episode for using it to heat the tea up, which was pretty stupid on the uncle's part. So I'm trying to think what else. I mean, it's good, and I feel like I've kind of seen this kind of stuff before with the controlling big brother element of nothing is wrong, everything is happy. So it's nothing phenomenally new, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. And whether or not, and how much power the king actually has, if he's even real. When they brought him out, he almost looked like a statue. That'd be interesting. He's like just a puppet or something. So it's interesting in the aspect of I like to see what they do with it now that we're given this information. So we'll see where that goes. Surprisingly, not much else I can think about to say with this episode. You'd think I'd be able to say a ton with like the commentary and stuff like that, but I feel we've seen this stuff before, and it's good to see it in a show like this, and especially with a city that is so large. You know, the bigger someplace gets, sort of the more out of control it can get, thus the more control those who run things feel it needs to be kept in, and the more they need to lie, and the more they need to manipulate to keep something so large under control. So it's interesting, and I mean, it's a good episode. I mean, there's nothing really bad per se about it. And as always, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with it. But yeah, I guess I can't think too much else to say about it because we sort of, again, this kind of commentary has been done before. But it's decent. It's still a decent episode. So yeah. Tune in for the next episode, because actually my brother was saying, like, you know, when you get to, what's it called again? Oh, the Tales of Bossing Say, when you get to that episode, I really want to come in on that one. So you'll probably see him on the next episode as well. I'll call him in for that one. So, yeah, that's about it, and I'll see you at the next one with my brother. Till then.